Is your Etsy shop stuck in the mud, struggling to move forward, just like the people at Burning Man right now? Do you see what's going on out there? A lot of people stuck in the mud, lots of rain, crazy situation. Anyways, today I want to help you get your Etsy business unstuck. Let's go. Hey everyone, what is going on? What is happening? Welcome back to the Handmade and Beyond podcast. Glad to be back with you guys as usual. I am your host, LL, here to be your humble guide through your Etsy and handmade journey. What is happening? I can't talk today. Am I having a stroke? I don't know. Anyways, today I want to talk about helping you get your Etsy business unstuck. All the people at Burning Man, at that festival in Nevada that had all that rain, they literally can't go anywhere. They're stuck. They're trapped in ankle deep mud. It's like walking with cinder blocks, they said. And it got me thinking, there's a lot of people that feel that way in their Etsy business. They're stuck. They're not sure how to move forward. They're not sure what to focus on. They're not sure what to do. So this is a very real feeling, and I can use that not so great situation to help you guys out in your Etsy business because that is top of mind, and it's been all over the news and stuff like that. So, are you stuck? It happens. The first question is, where are you stuck? Usually, this comes down to two things. Are you stuck with ideas and ways to expand your business? Or are you stuck with performance and growing your shop? Like what to focus on, where to focus on in order to grow, in order to improve your shop, in order to make progress in your shop. So those are usually the two things it comes down to. The first one I want to talk about is usually the most common problem that people talk about and have is performance. What is going on with my shop? Why is it not performing? Why am I not getting sales? Why am I not getting traffic? Why am I not getting visits? Why am I not getting views? First of all, there are many factors that impact performance. Many reasons, many variables of why this could be happening. I could talk about this for hours and hours and hours, but since you probably don't want to sit here and listen to me for hours and you probably don't have time to do that, I'm going to dive into some of the top issues that will most certainly probably apply to you and many other sellers out there. So really, I want to give you five really key indicators that could be impacting your performance and what to focus on in order to kind of change the tide when it comes to your performance struggling and knowing what to focus on. The first one is usually this is the most common problem for a lot of new sellers is your shop sections. We neglect our shop sections. They're not filled out completely. And the reason being is just the nature of the beast. It's the way that Etsy makes you set up a new shop. They make you put up listings first, and then they make you activate a listing, at least one listing, before you can ever get to the next step, which is working on building out your shop sections. I don't know why they do it like this. I guess they're trying to prompt you to put an item up for sale and not wait. But really what this does is people then have to go back and fill out their shop sections after they already have a listing up for sale. I don't particularly like this because most people then don't think that they're important and don't go back and fill them out completely. Your shop sections are definitely most important, or definitely are important, as that's the better way to put it, because it impacts your performance. It impacts how the algorithm looks at your shop. Shops that don't have their sections filled out get a lower score when it comes to the algorithm because they're missing stuff. The algorithm perceives that as it's harder to trust that shop. The perception from customers are that if your shop isn't filled out completely, it's harder to have that trust, that confidence that they're going to fulfill the order and I'm going to get a great product. So in return, the algorithm scores that shop not as well because they're missing stuff in their shop sections and stuff that could be really important, such as policies, such as the about, your banner image, your logo, stuff that builds confidence that you're a legit seller, that you're a legit business. It's the same thing if you go to a store. You're probably not going to stop at a random store because if it's not branded, if it doesn't have a name, if it doesn't have a logo, unless it's just some random thrift store, which sometimes those stores are really great that aren't named and don't have a lot of branding on them. But for a main store, you're probably not even going to know it's there if it's not branded correctly and it looks kind of shady. You're not going to want to stop in there and buy from them. Same thing when it comes to online. If the store doesn't look legit, if it looks like it's haphazardly thrown up, people are less likely to buy from it when they're coming and looking around. So shop sections are the first thing that people see if they come to your shop. So it is important both from a perceptual basis, but also from an algorithm performance basis. Number two thing that people do is not filling out their listings correctly. This really does hurt your performance because your listings are the main thing that is important to get sales, how your listings are set up. So maybe you're missing attributes, you're missing important information in the attributes about your item. You're missing keywords, you're not using all the keyword space, you're missing some of your title space, you're missing some of your tags. Your descriptions aren't filled out appropriately because they do help when it comes to the search engine optimization and the algorithm and getting found in search. If you have like a couple of words in your description or there's nothing in there, it's not good. Not enough pictures, showcasing your item. All those things play a role in you getting found in search and people buying from you, trusting you, being confident in you as a seller. So if you're just throwing mud against the wall and not putting your listings up appropriately, putting enough time into setting up your listings, you're really missing the boat on getting the performance that you should be getting when it comes to your listing. Number three is not enough listings. This is something that a lot of people don't focus on enough. You have to have a consistent listing plan to get enough information out there so the algorithm can categorize your listings, can pull the data from your listings, can pull the keywords from your listings, especially if you have a clearly defined niche, which I've talked about before. That's important too, but it's not in this list per se. But your niche will have a combination of listings all surrounded around the same content, the same subject matter. This helps the algorithm categorize your shop and showcase your shop as the place to go to for that product, that niche. So not enough listings really doesn't give the algorithm enough data to find enough people to send to your listings. So more listings, the better. Again, focusing on quality as well as quantity. So a consistent listing plan, putting up listings up every week to build out your catalog slowly will help you consistently grow and expand and eventually start to get sales and start to generate more and more revenue. So if you only have 5 listings, 10 listings, that's really not enough. Your shop isn't going to perform that great because that's a drop in the bucket. Think about Etsy. That has millions and millions and millions of listings. Your 5 listings are such a small percentage of that, that the chances of you getting traffic off of 5 listings is going to be really, really slim. More lines in the water equal more listings, more keywords, more data for the algorithm to identify your shop, your listings, and start to send traffic that way. Don't get me wrong, you don't need tons and tons and tons of listings to have decent revenue and grow your shop, but you do need to have a chunk of listings before you start to see improved performance. But just think about it from a numbers game, a statistical aspect. More listings, more keywords, more potential audience, more potential traffic, more potential sales. So think about what you're selling, how you can continually expand on that and build out your product catalog with more listings over time. Number 4 brings us to bad pictures. This is something that we've all done early on. My pictures, as I go back and look at some of my early pictures, were pretty terrible. They were pretty horrible. I'm embarrassed by how poorly they were done, and we'll just leave it at that. So it's one of those things that you get better at over time. I would suggest, though, that you start off as best as you can initially so you don't have to go back and fix it later. Usually this comes down to lighting, making sure your pictures are cropped so you can see them in the small preview in search. Usually it's those 2 things, being cropped and the lighting, is probably the things that I see most. Dark pictures. The other thing is it's super busy background. A lot of people try to get too fancy and they put all these things in the background and it mutes out the item. I can't even see what the item is. Remember, when people are searching for your item, they are searching, your item is popping up and there's 100 other items on that page and they're scrolling by. If your item doesn't pop out, if they can't clearly see what it is instantly and it appealed to them instantly, they're going to keep on scrolling. The idea is to get them to stop scrolling, look at your item, and then click into your item. If it's dark, if it's muted, if it's not cropped appropriately, they're not ever going to stop on your item. So don't get too tricky. A white background is ideal. It is best because your item will be showcased. It will be popped. If you want, you can still use small things in your picture to accent it, but don't let it cover the whole background. There's a reason why Amazon and big companies like that prefer and require a white background. Is because their images look clean, it pops out, people can clearly see what they're looking at before they buy. So take a nod from them and preferably start with a white background. The last one I have for you is bad SEO, search engine optimization. For those of you who don't know what SEO is, it just means how you're getting found, how people are finding your listings, your shop in search. Bad SEO usually comes down to keywords. You're using the wrong keywords, you're using not enough keywords, you're using keywords that don't make sense for your niche and your product. So make sure you're doing your keyword research to find the best keywords, the keywords that are getting the most traffic and the most sales. Again, I always prefer using Alora. That's my favorite third-party tool for Etsy. There are other ones out there. I have used them all. I just think Alora is the easiest to use and it shows you sales data. So I'll drop a link below for that or in the imagery in this video so you guys can get a free trial of Alora. But SEO is a lot. I mean, it's a big part of the battle when it comes to getting found in search and people buying your item and getting more sales. So make sure you're doing that SEO research so you're not just throwing mud against the wall and you have actual statistical data to make decisions, data-driven decisions, which will help you find success a lot sooner than not. So those are the top 5 indicators that could be impacting your performance. The next issue that people have with getting stuck is with ideas. They're not sure how to grow their shop. They're not sure what to do in terms of new listings and new products. So I want to give you 5 ideas to help you expand with getting unstuck in terms of growing your shop with new products and new listings. So the first one is look at your items in your shop. What is doing well? What's gaining traction? Maybe you don't have any sales yet, but look at your stats for your listings. Are there listings getting visits? Are there listings that are getting favorites? Look at those listings. So they're gaining traction. They may eventually get some sales. So what listings can you do? What products can you offer that are similar to products that are either A, already getting sales, B, already getting visits and favorites? Expand on that. Maybe you're just missing the mark in terms of those products and you can offer something that will then really start gaining traction and really start getting sales. So use the information that you already have in your shop to expand your shop into what's already appealing to customers. And you already have that data in there. You already have those stats in there. So look at your listing stats, figure out what you want to do, what you want to offer that's similar. You're not going to do the same thing, but if you're offering a piece of furniture that's for a kitchen and that's gaining traction as far as visits and favorites, all right, what else can you offer for a piece of furniture for the kitchen? So use that information to your advantage. Number 2, do research using, again, my favorite tool, Alora, to find more ideas based on competition and keywords. You can look at fellow competitors' shops to see kind of what they're doing. You're not going to steal their ideas, but you can see, okay, what are they doing in certain niches? What subject matter are they offering? Can you do something along those same lines that's your own ideas, that's your take? There's a lot of different ways to offer something that's not the same. That's basically using those ideas. Maybe they're really doing well with selling stuff to moms. What can you offer that appeals to moms as well? So use information like that. Knowledge is power, man. Use the tools out there that are available to you. A lot of people just don't care to use this stuff, and they're flying blind. You can at least use this information to your advantage and leverage it to help your shop grow. Number three is change your environment. A lot of people, they do work in certain areas of their house all the time. They do it at a certain office or wherever you're doing your normal work. Change your environment. Sometimes I take my laptop and I go work at a coffee shop, or I go to a co-working space. So change your environment. Sometimes it helps to get out there. I take my earbuds and I just get out and work around other people, see other people interacting, and it gets my ideas flowing, it gets my juices flowing. Just it's a change of pace that gets me motivated in different ways and gives me ideas, because I'm not in my office in the same space all the time with no one around. Number four is change your routine, kind of along the same lines as changing your environment, but flip your schedule around. Maybe you get up and you hop on your computer first thing and you work on your listings first thing. Well, maybe you want to do that in the middle part of the day or the end part of the day. Your mind and your body gets into habits, and sometimes it just gets into cruise control. And when it gets into cruise control, you're not feeling inspired, you're not feeling motivated, and your ideas are going to stop. So by flipping that around, it shakes things up and you're breaking some of the habits that you have, and it could really help inspire you, motivate you, and give you fresh ideas. So I would definitely recommend changing your environment and changing your routine to help kind of mix things up in your brain so you're motivated and inspired again. It always works for me, because it's really easy to get into a routine and kind of start sleepwalking through your normal day. Then the last one I have for you is listen to your customers. So did anyone message you about doing a custom order, or about something you don't offer, asking you if you could do something, or maybe enhance your product in a certain way, or tweak your product in a certain way? Maybe it's something that you kind of discount. You're like, oh no, I can't do that, or that's not something that I offer. Reconsider those questions. Reconsider those things that customers are asking you, because if they want it done, chances are someone else will want it done. Some of my biggest sellers are products that customers specifically asked me for. And yeah, it's more time and more money to create custom orders, but if it's something that you can produce again and again and sell again and again, I definitely consider it, because chances are more than one people are looking for that item. More than one people will want to buy that item, with the exception of if it's something that's branded or specific to a specific person, a specific name. You can't produce those things over and over again. But if it's something that you can produce over and over again, I would strongly consider making it and offering it in your shop. Again, some of my biggest sellers are items that customers asked me to do, and then I was like, okay, I'm just going to put this in my shop and see if it sells again, and it definitely did. If you're a vintage seller, this is the same for you. If customers are asking you for specific items, be on the lookout for specific items that you're looking for in thrift stores, yard sales. Customers want certain things. You may be getting ahead of a trend that's about to come, because things cycle around. So things that aren't popular now will be popular in the future. Things that were popular in the past will be popular now or in the future. And those trends have to start somewhere. So pay attention to your customers, what they're asking for, what they're looking for, and consider offering those things in your shop. But that's it, guys. Those are the 5 ideas to help you expand and grow your shop, as well as the 5 performance indicators to look for and focus on to increase performance. Hopefully that helps you guys out as far as getting unstuck, getting out of the mud, getting your shop moving, growing, expanding, and meeting your goals. Again, if you want to test drive Allura, which I strongly suggest you do, tons of features in there. There is a link probably in this video as well as below in the show notes. Super necessary tool for your business to complement your business. But that's it for this episode. Hopefully that helped you out. I'll be back soon with another episode for you guys. Have an amazing rest of your day as always.